guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids. I have 1 in 3rd grade and 2 in high school. And today is going to be a weekly plan with me in my Erin Condren teacher planner for homeschool planning. I was going to come in and just plan out my whole week, but instead I think that what I'm going to do is do a week of reverse record keeping. And part of the reason is because it is actually Monday, the 11th, when I'm recording this. I thought that I would sit down and just write out everything that I want to get done, which I know that I can do some of it, but because we're kind of winding down our homeschool year and trying to finish the large majority of our work before the end of March, I think that it will be better for me to do reverse record keeping and just writing down what we're doing so that I'm not planning too much, expecting that we're just going to fly through stuff, or too little and having just a bunch more stuff that we're able to accomplish. So right now I can write some of the things that my kids have done this morning. It is 10:30 on Monday. The time change really screwed me up. I did not sleep well last night and did not get out of bed until 8 o'clock, which is extremely late for me. I was up at 4 because it was so windy, and then I fell back asleep. Then I heard Jack's alarm go off at 6:30, and then my husband was up, and then Lucy was up. So I wasn't really sleeping, but I was just totally out of it. Okay, so Jack has already started school. He has teaching textbooks test this morning, which I know he is doing, and he is reading the Westing game this week. So I'm just going to put that down. I think that he will finish it this week, I think. So I'm just going to put a few things down that I know we are doing, but things like the history, the science, the foreign language, I am not going to put down. I will wait until we actually do those things. Jack and Emma, I'm combining for history for the next few weeks. We're going through, where is that book? World War II, which is an Uncle Eric book. This is not part of the level 300 history that Emma is doing. She's also using the modern, what is it called? It's like the Modern History Encyclopedia, which I don't see it in my office at the moment, so I can't tell you the exact title, and I'm still half asleep, so. So she is almost done with all of the history reading. There are a bunch of other novels and stuff that come with the history curriculum. It's not just the spine. So I am adding in this World War II book because it is part of level 100, which Jack is doing this year. When we did this book originally, when Emma was in level 100, we didn't like it. And the reason, I think, is because this book refers to the World War I book, which is the first book in this series. And without the context of the World War I book, this book refers to a lot of what was said in the World War I book. And if you don't already have that information, it's kind of, it doesn't make as much sense because you don't know, oh, what I referred to in my previous letters, because these are written in letter format, which is very readable. I've really enjoyed this, and also World War I, even though we didn't like it the first time around. So we're going through that. Lucy is starting, or she did start recently, this book, B is for Betsy. So we need to work on that. And I know that today and tomorrow, she is going to be finishing up her Singapore book. Where's her marker? Here we go. Singapore lesson 43, and then Singapore lesson 44. And this is in the 3A book. We kind of moved things around in the fall. We ended up doing all of the money units, which are the last third of the book, and skipped the 6, 7, 8, and 9 times tables for the time being. And we went to the money units. And so we came back after our winter break and started the times tables again and the long division. So we should be starting book 3B this week as well, but we will see how these 2 lessons go. And then this is just finishing up the 9s. So I think that we should be able to get through that pretty quickly. Emma is reading She is finishing up The Old Man and the Sea. I don't know if she will finish that today or tomorrow, so I'm only going to write that here. And then I know that she has her Algebra 2, which she only does like one lesson of Algebra 2, so I could probably go through and write that. So obviously I'm just writing down a few things that I know that we are working on this week. I will write down Lucy's book. I forgot to do that. And I know she will be doing cursive. Well, I know that she's actually already done cursive. This B is for Betsy book is actually part of the level 4 readers. They have level 4 readers and level 5 readers from Sunlight. She read all the level 3 readers in the summer. And so we have been kind of slowly going through the level 4 readers as well, which somebody had mentioned it to me, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And I realized that we were already doing a lot of these level 4 readers. And so she only has, I think, 3 books from the level 4 readers left to get through, which I'd like her to get through by the end of this year. So we will see. And then next year she will do level 4 language arts from Sunlight, but I think we may move into the level 5 readers and maybe do some of the level E readers as well. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so this is all I'm going to be putting right now. I will come back and update each day as we get through work. And yeah, so that's where we're going to leave off for the moment. Okay, so Old Man in the Sea, lesson 96. She did chemistry 13.2. Probably don't need to put the boxes in here as well, but I am. Spanish, she did quiz 7.3 and then is actually studying for her chapter 7 test, and she's going to do that today. She's still working on a research project, so I will put that down, and then I will put Wordly Wise, narration, World Watch, and current events report. Those are done. I'm going to put history in the family section because I'm doing history with Jack as well. So let's see, English, math, science, foreign language. Good. Okay. She also is recording a script for the animated show that Jack is working on right now. So I will do that as well. And she did do some editing on her book. Not any rewrites, but just some grammar stuff she was working on. Okay, there we go. So Lucy did her math. She did B is for Betsy. She did cursive. She wrote 1-sentence narration about her book. So I will give her credit for that. We just finished this book today, The Beginner's American History. And we did Captain Robert Gray and Captain Sutter, math, cursive, and she did copy word. So that is good. Okay, and then Jack did his math test and he read the Westing game, worked on his research project. He also did Japanese 1 and he is still finishing up review. There's like many pages of review at the end of book 1, so that is what he's working on. He did science, chapter 29, and the questions, and then he also, I'll put his dailies up here, and he is, I think, working on episode 2 of his animated series right now, and then he also has been working on this video game that he is making. And then for history, we did World War II, chapters 21 through 23. So that is Monday, and I'm feeling really good about how things are going so far this week. So a couple other things that I didn't write down are our Monday meeting, which we did. I actually have a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 9 a.m. so that is going to be a little more challenging. Hopefully I'll be done quickly with that and I can get home and get to school by 10. We'll see. Wednesday is our passion project day, and much the same as last week, it's going to depend on how our week is going because we're just trying to get through a lot of stuff. And then Friday is our screen free day. Last week we worked on KiwiCo crates, which was a lot of fun. This week I think we are probably going to do a lot of reading on that day, so we'll see. I did do the Monday meeting. It was much later than typical though. Okay, so that is Monday. Okay guys, it is Tuesday and yesterday was a good day. I was actually gone most of the morning, so Singapore lesson 44 did not get done for Lucy. Let me do hers first. She did Lewis and Clark for history. She did copywork. She did cursive, and she worked on extra math. Okay. And that was all for her. For Jack and Emma. All right, so she's still reading Old Man in the Sea. I'm using a different color for Emma. I think that I grabbed the wrong color when I started writing in her stuff on Monday. That is totally okay. All right, so she did her math, she did her Spanish, whoops, chapter 7 test, lesson 111. Can't spell today, guys. Lesson 111. She worked on her research. She was supposed to do her test Monday, but she didn't, so she did it yesterday. Research for her paper. She also did chemistry. What did she do in chemistry? Okay, so for chemistry, she finished 13.2, but I did not print out her quiz, so she's going to have that today. That is my printer going right now. She did a little bit of editing. She was working on some art. I don't really keep track of her art. I mean, she keeps all of her portfolio stuff, and so I don't necessarily need to keep track of exactly what she's doing each day, but as long as she has everything put together and she's been going through, because we kind of make up our own animation, art, digital art credits for her electives based on the amount of time that she's spending doing things, new skills that she's learning, all of that kind of stuff. So I will just put that she did art, and I think that that is all. I will put history under the family subjects again. So Jack did Westingame, he did Worldly Wise, and he did World Watch and current events. He has not been doing his narration. I just asked him about that this morning and he said that he has not done that. So let me see what he has for math. He did lesson 109. Did I write Emma's math? I did. I don't know why I didn't write Jack's math lessons down, but I will do that right now because he does do one lesson a day. So lesson 109, he is doing note cards for his research project. He is still working on Japanese 1. Hopefully he will finish the workbook today. Science chapter 30 and questions. He's working on episode 2 of his animated series that he is creating. It's like a Minecraft series. I'll put a link in the description box if you're interested in seeing the trailer. It's a project that he's been working on with his friend, and it's a lot of fun for them. I think that they're all doing a really good job. Okay, I think that is all for Jack. And then for history, where's my book? So we read chapters 24 through 29 in this World War II book. It's really, really good. It's really thought-provoking. My husband does not like the book because of what the kids are coming to him with about some of the events surrounding World War II that really hadn't been known until the 60s when the Freedom of Information Act came out. It's really interesting to read these books. Very, very interesting books. If you're interested in American history and your kids are not quite, or you don't use sunlight, but you're interested in American history, you're doing American history with your high schoolers, I definitely recommend the World War I and World War II Uncle Eric books. They're very, very good. I've thoroughly enjoyed them this year. Anyways, okay, so that is what we did for history yesterday. Lots of great conversation. And then the discussions over the dining room table at supper are always fun to listen to and be involved in when my husband gets home from work. So that was Tuesday. It's Wednesday now. We will see how today goes. It's a little bit of a lighter day for me. I'm not sure I'll be doing history. I'm not sure I'll be doing history with the kids today. I have a few other things. We try to go a little bit lighter so that they can have a big focus on their passion projects, which for Jack is his animated series, and for Emma it is her book as well as her art. Even though that's also an elective credit for her, it's definitely her passion. So we do have a little bit more leeway for fun things today, as long as the kids get math, science, foreign language done, and English as well. They should be good to go. And then Lucy does have pretty much all of her subjects, but I won't do history with her. I will just do read alouds, which I haven't been doing Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so that is Tuesday. I will come back later and share what we covered for Wednesday. Okay guys, it is Thursday and I am going to figure out what we did yesterday. Lucy, whoops, wrong color. You know, I probably don't need to do color coding on the weeks that I do reverse record keeping, but you know, I still am. Singapore 3B exercise 1, so we moved into the new book. I'm really pleased about that. She did her cursive, she did her narration for B is for Betsy. Her narration is writing one sentence about what she read. That's all I'm expecting for her to do, and I don't have her do it every day. We didn't do history, we didn't do read alouds. I think that was all that she actually did yesterday, so that is what it is. All right, so Emma did her math, she did quiz 2, she started unit 3 of chapter 13. For chemistry, she did, let me see what she did for Spanish. So she started chapter 8 yesterday, which is good. We didn't do history. She did read Old Man in the Sea yesterday. Honestly, I thought she would finish this book last week, but she hasn't, and she's still working on it. She should hopefully finish this week. I think that she probably isn't such a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. So she did that. So math, chemistry, foreign language, English. She worked a little bit on her art. Oh, she worked a lot on her art actually yesterday. I think that was all that she did. So on our passion project days, we definitely spent a lot more time on passion projects. So it's a lighter school day overall. I try not to do history because history, especially for my older two, takes quite a long time. So that is all I'm going to put for Emma. I don't know if she did World Watch yesterday. I don't think that they did World Watch yesterday. Jack is still reading the Westing game, still doing that. He finished Japanese 1 yesterday, so that is good. He's going to start hopefully reviewing it. He probably will not start until next week to start reviewing it. He has been doing his animation work for, I think he just actually started episode 2 this week because he just finished episode 1 last week of the animated series that he's working on. He did do science, chapter 31, and the questions. So that is good. So not a super busy day for mom school, but quite a bit for passion projects. And Lucy honestly just played. It was a beautiful day yesterday. It was 55 degrees. I think Emma went out to run 3 times. Lucy was riding her bike. Jack and Lucy went to ride bikes for a good portion of the day and just played outside, which is always favorable for me, especially with how the winter has been. It's been such a bad winter this year. Not for snow, that would be good, but just it's been rainy and then followed by really, really cold. So there's no snow and it's either pouring rain or it's just icy. So it's not been great for getting outside all that often, but yesterday was really nice. Today, unfortunately, I think is going to be kind of rainy, so I don't know if they'll go out, but that is Wednesday. It is Thursday now. Today is a much busier school day. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are usually our very busy homeschool days with a lot of work and much longer days. But yeah, so that is Wednesday, and I will come back later this afternoon, hopefully, and work on Thursday. Okay, guys, so let's see here. Yesterday was Thursday. Emma was working on chemistry 13.3. Today she has a quiz. She did her math, Spanish 114. She's still reading Old Man in the Sea. I asked her why it was taking her so long to get through the book, and she said it's just about a guy on a boat being pulled by a fish and refusing to let go. She's not very impressed with the book. It made me crack up. She did not work on her research yesterday. She did do art. She's working on a comic book for a special project. She was doing her book editing. She did Worldly Wise, narration, World Watch, current events. That is all for her. Then Lucy did Singapore 3B, exercise 2. She wrote a letter to her cousin for her copy work. She did cursive, and she did Lewis and Clark. Well, I read Lewis and Clark to her. We're almost done with that book. Hopefully we'll finish it either today or Monday. And then she did oral narration. Jack is still reading The Westing Game. He did his math. He did Duolingo for Japanese. He is working on his animation. He did science, chapter 32, and the questions. I don't think he's done narration all of the days this week. Okay. Science, math, English. He was working on his research paper. And then for history, we did chapters 30 through 33 and had a lot of great discussion. We'll see how much we get through today. Today is actually our screen-free day, and the way that we've been trying to have Fridays is to not do any school screens as well as regular screens. But as we get towards the end of the year, we're just trying to get through some stuff. And so Emma has been doing her screen school, like chemistry, Spanish, and math. The kids have always done math on Fridays, but the chemistry, Spanish, foreign language stuff, sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. I think that Emma will be doing it today. I'm not sure if Jack's going to be doing any Japanese today. We shall see. But that is Thursday, and I will come back at the end of today and wrap up our week of reverse record keeping for homeschool. Okay, guys, let's go over Friday. Friday was not a very school-heavy day. It is our screen-free day, and the kids will definitely take advantage of that sometimes. And what I mean by that is that they will start working on a project together that has nothing to do with our normal homeschool day, and they will work as a team for several hours, and that is exactly what happened on Friday. They did do some of their work, but essentially they were working on some projects together. One of them was a script. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to turn this over. They were working on a play script. They were working on some set design. Whether or not this will actually come to fruition, it probably won't. They did some read-alouds together, and then they played outside. They all went for a run. Well, no, Emma went for a run and Jack and Lucy went for a bike ride. So that was good. Okay, they did do their reading and math. Jack was also working on some game ideas, and he was reading his personal books, just reading. So Friday was actually not a great day for me personally. My eyes were really not feeling good, and so I was taking Benadryl for allergies, and Benadryl just knocks me out, so that is unfortunate. But the kids did really well. Emma finally finished Old Man in the Sea. Whoops. Old in the Sea. All right, where's my whiteout? So she read, she did narration. Whoops, I can write that up here. She did Worldly Wise. She worked on editing her book. She has been reading her personal books, and that was essentially it. And then Lucy read her book, B is for Betsy, a little bit. I really want her to read one chapter at a time, but she doesn't like the book. So she reads a few pages and then tells me about it. So we're still going to be working on that this current week. This is actually Monday when I'm writing this. So B is for Betsy. And then she did not work on her math. She wrote a letter to her friend, which is something she has really been enjoying doing. And she did cursive. So that was good. So overall, it was a really good week. It kind of went downhill for me on Friday. I'm glad that Friday is a little bit of a lighter day where we're not on screens, and the kids read a lot. They spent most of the morning, probably until about lunchtime, working on their project, and then they did a little bit of school after lunch, and then they were playing outside and running around, which I'm all for that. So that was Friday. And that was our whole week. And I don't know if I'm going to plan out this week or if I'm going to do more reverse record keeping. We're just, like I said at the beginning of the video, we're just trying to finish up our homeschool year. And so we know what we have to do. It's just how much we do each day of these things. Now, the kids know that my hope is to be pretty much done with the majority of their work by the middle of April. Whether or not they get to that place, that's the question. I know that they will have a few more things that they need to do. I know Lucy's going to continue working on math for, probably right through the spring into June, I would imagine, before we start our new homeschool year in July. My hope is for her to finish that 3B book, but it might not be until the fall that she starts 4A, so we will see. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little peek into our homeschool week. And, some weeks I plan everything in advance, and some weeks I do the reverse record keeping, but this planner really just helps keep everything together. It gives me space to brainstorm. It gives me space to write down extra projects that the kids are working on if I want to, or, just reverse record keeping or planning, actual pre-planning. There's lots of options and it's nice to be able to have everything in one spot. Like, I don't have to have things in multiple locations. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.